Hi and welcome to another Type with me. In today's video I'm going to use agents with tools in LangChain. For this you will see that I'm going to use a LangChain Jupyter notebook, and herein I describe that some applications will require not just a predetermined chain of calls to LLMs or other tools, but potentially they will have an unknown chain that depends on the user input. In these type of chains, there is an agent which has access to a suite of tools. So we're going to use tools, and we are going to use an agent that is going to use these tools. Depending on the user input, the agent can then decide which, if any, of these tools to call. So first of all, I'm going to import Olama. I'm going to import initialize agent executor with options. I'm going to use the SERP API, and I'm going to use a calculator. So we're going to use the SERP API. We're going to use a dot environment because, of course, the SERP API has a token. And then we have here our run method where we have our Olama model. We have our tools, the SERP API, which is going to search on Google or on a search engine to get our information. That's the first tool. The second tool is a calculator. Then we have an executor, which is initialize agent executor with options. Then we have our tools, our model, and we have here chat conversational react descriptor. And we do here verbose true because we want to have some output to see what's going on there. And then of course we can do executor.call. All right, so now you see that he is already doing something. So here you see that we have our chain agent executor enter chain run with input, and that's the input then. Set enter chain run with input, again some input, and then we say chain agent executor chain LLM, entering LLM run with input. And then it says a prompt. Our Assistant is a large language model trained by OpenAPI. Assistant is designed to be able to assist. Of course, like I said, probably this is more ended towards OpenAI than to Olama, but okay. It's how these agents are being configured, of course. And we are now using an agent, the initialize agent executor with options. And then you see here tools. Assistant can ask the user to use tools to look up information adhere to the format of response format instructions. So these inputs or these prompts, these specialized prompts, are being created specifically to work best to get a response back. And here you see in got output, Bob is an American rapper and record producer born in Winston-Salem, New York, or NC. I don't know where NC stands for, I'm sorry, in 1988. And he has released several albums. Right. But okay, so who is Beyonce's husband is our next question, and what is his current age raised to the 0.23 power? You will see that here the agent says remember to respond with a markdown code snippet of a JSON blob with a single action and nothing else. So you see then here generations, text JSON, action, final answer, action inputs, blah blah blah. So that's what he is going to do. But you will see that sometimes, yeah, he's not that successful. And here you see we got a stack trace failed to parse text JSON action search Beyonce's husband. If you want directly an answer, you get here action final answer. Action inputs Jay-Z is Beyonce's husband. According to recent reports, he's currently 53 years old. So apparently something is broken. So you see, it could be that it's because of the fact that I'm using Llama and Llama 2, that agents or that large language model is not sufficient, that you actually need to use OpenAI to get a better response and to form a better JSON output. But yeah, we get our answer back. Jay-Z is Beyonce's husband, and according to recent reports, he's currently 53 years old. And then, of course, the calculator can do something with it, I guess, and calculate upon that. So that's interesting, and I think if you play around a little bit with it, it has a lot of cool things that you can do with it as well. If you go and search for langchainjs, you'll see that we will have here agents. Here you have your agent types. And then when to use. And then you see here OpenAI tools, OpenAI functions. You have your XML. You have your structured chat. If you are using a simpler model. So simpler model here is with React. So I'm going to see. If we can maybe use this agent as well. Right, so I tested this out and I saw that it took me too long. I got here, what is LangChain? And then it says input, what is LangChain? But then output agent stopped due to max iterations. So that's a little bit strange. I'm going to see maybe, okay, initialize agent executor with options. And yeah, if you just agent executor and then create React agent, maybe. Well, I was thinking maybe you could create something like a same thing like the initialize, but that's not true because here it just creates the React agent, very simple agent. If I go back here, it says initialize agent executor with options. So this one just creates everything in one. And here it says also tells the agent to use the React framework to determine which tool to use. So it's actually doing that also a little bit, but apparently it has some problems with executing it. Maybe I'm going to check. Maybe I need to do executor.call. I don't know. Just testing this late or testing this thing out. I don't know. That invoke is giving you that, and if you do .call, then that it's going right. But I guess it will not be the case. But okay, you can always try and see how things turn out, right? For me, it's the same. I just try things out. But I see here that I do call and then I do here input. So probably that's a little bit of my mistake. Oh yeah, it also does that call and then with an input, so that's okay. So yeah, it gave me the same kind of result. So it's a little bit of a pity. I see here that he has agent stop due to max iteration. So it can be that you have the same kind of a thing. Then you just need to use the code above. This just works. Not always that nice, but it works. If you go to langchainjs, you can see what default tools it has, like Wikipedia, Query Run. It's a nice one. And for example, here toolkits. And toolkits are collections of tools that are designed to be used together for specific tasks and have loading methods. For complete list of these, visit the section in integrations. And then here you see you have a JSON agent toolkit. And now yes, step functions toolkit. So we have an SQL agent toolkit, and this sample shows how to load and run an agent with SQL. So here you have then something like this. You have here a data source, and then you have an SQL database. You have your model, you have your SQL toolkit, you can create your SQL agent, and then you can say, hey, my input is list the total sales per country, which countries customers spend the most, and then you can execute on your database. Here it's just SQLite, and you can get a response back. I'm very curious if your database could also be a database in the browser itself, and then of course you could then maybe store things in your web SQL database and do something with it, but I don't know. Here you see SQL database, class SQL database. So nice things to explore, right? So thank you for watching. I hope you you learned something from it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel to see more videos about LangChain and about JavaScript and about TypeScript.